music.
So, as you're probably aware, or you are now, the Specials have finally reformed to play a tour later this month, commemorating the 30th anniversary of their debut single, Gangsters.
Now, unlike other recent reunions of 80s bands like The Police and Spandau Ballet, this one was met with genuine exhilaration by their fans. However, there was a certain amount of disappointment when it was revealed that their founder and primary songwriter, Jerry Dammers, wouldn't be involved.
We spoke to Specials singer Terry Hall just after the tour was announced back in December to find out more.
We started rehearsing with Jerry, I think, maybe a year ago, and he made it clear very early on that he didn't want to tour. And his idea for a 30th anniversary was to do like a large stadium date, but the rest of us felt uncomfortable with that. We sort of wanted to go back to playing mid-sized venues where there is a sort of connection with the audience. And the reason I didn't go and see Leonard Cohen at O2, I just thought it was a wrong venue, and we didn't really want to slip into that. Whether Jerry sort of comes round and says, OK, I'll do the dates, that's totally with him now. You know, I don't feel any weirdness or animosity towards Jerry at all. It's just that he made it very clear to me that he didn't want to tour, and 6 members out of the 7 do want to tour, and it's not going to be a huge, huge tour, but it's going to be enough to cover major cities in Britain, and that's what we wanted to do.
So that's Terry Hall explaining to us back in December why Jerry Dammers wouldn't be touring with the Specials. But despite that, the reunion has sparked a massive wave of affection for a band that only recorded 2 albums but scored 5 top 10 singles and 2 number ones between 79 and 81, including the truly legendary Ghost Town.
They played on Tuesday night on Later with Jules Holland and invited Julie and I down for an exclusive interview for 6 Music.
And speaking to guitarist Lynval Golding, it seems that the BBC TV studios are an apt place for them to be making their first television performance since 1981.
The last time we were in this building, we did Ghost Town and we went our separate ways. This is the first time that we're getting back together. We're back in the same building now, so it's a strange feeling. It's like going back in time. As 20-something years have actually been by. I'm like, well, guys, we all need reading glasses now.
I remember seeing you on Top of the Pops. I just found it so thrilling as a kid to watch you, because a black and white band singing about things that mattered, and the way you dressed, you know, everything about you was just cool and interesting. Do you think it's going to be difficult at all in any way to try and recapture that zest that you had then?
I think the one thing that I feel a bit disappointed in, right, is to have to come back and sing the songs that capture a time. And they think, well, hold on a minute, 30 years later, it's like we haven't moved on. We're singing the same song. We're still, you know, it's like Too Much Too Young, you know? A survey in Europe where the school kids are having kids, it's gone up. That's what that song's about. Kids having kids, you know? Yeah. And the same, you know, Concrete Jungle, which is about knife violence, you know? I was stabbed in my neck in Coventry, nearly died. And to think that there's so much stabbing still taking place and with the youth, you know? It's like, my God, you know, nothing hasn't really changed. And that's the one thing that I feel quite sad about, that we shouldn't have to come back and have to play these songs. But it seemed like that's the only way we're going to keep getting into the next generation.
When those first conversations started about, look, should we do this? There's obviously a big wave of public affection for us. How did it feel when you first started those conversations?
I started this 6 years ago. And I've put a lot of effort. And I met about with Terry, and we talked, because we haven't talked for years. And suddenly things start clicking. It's a wonderful vibe now. But obviously the standard of musicianship within this band now is just grown so much. It's wonderful.
You've got a UK tour coming up as well. I mean, obviously, you've done all this before in terms of the circuit of the UK venues. Are you excited about getting back on the road?
I mean, I can't wait to get back there now, because we've gone through the rehearsal. And it's been the first time me, Brad and Horace got back together. And Horace said to me, well, what shall we do now with that? Well, let's start with the first song we record, you know? We started, Bernie Rose, No Don't Argue. The feeling of it was tremendous. Yeah. Oh, I can't wait to get back there again. It's just absolutely wonderful. And the reception, the vibe, and from the people. I was like shocked when they said that tickets were sold out. I said, no, but it's only just gone on sale. It seems so crazy, you know? Because we really want to do like a sort of a dance-hall tour. We didn't want to go straight into the big arenas, because that's not where we're coming from, you know? Especially for this 30th anniversary, the celebration.
And you've been to Glastonbury, obviously, recently, to play with Lily. Is there any chance the Specials will be performing at Glastonbury this year?
There is a chance. We've got to look out for that one. It's good, you know, where that sort of band, half the time I don't know what's going on. No, I think there's a possibility of us doing that.
Yes, another reason to get yourself down to Somerset, the Specials at Glastonbury.
Yeah, that was pretty much basically yes, we're doing it, but no, we're not going to say yes, we're doing it, but yeah. We're kind of doing it. And there's more from the Specials later on in the show, when you'll hear our interview with Horace Panter and Roddy Radiation from the band.
So, as we were discussing earlier, news of the Specials reunion was greeted with elation by music fans when it broke in December, and they played their first TV appearance in 28 years this week, on Later with Jules Holland.
Did you enjoy it?
I did. It was amazing. So good to see them back, like Lynval's little dance.
Yeah, just the whole the energy was just incredible. That, of course, matched by Terry Hall's lack of energy and just standing there, stock still, eyes to the floor, singing fantastically and looking as cool as he ever did for a man that doesn't move an inch.
And sounding fantastic.
It was great. But before their performance, we got an exclusive interview with the band, as we mentioned. Now, you heard from Lynval Golding at the top of the show, but I also spoke to a very jovial Horace Panter and Roddy Radiation about putting the group back on stage again for the first time in more than 25 years.
We can still remember the songs. It's like they're ingrained in our DNA.
Tattooed on our brains.
Yeah, we were rehearsing and I'd think, what's coming next? And I would play it sort of intuitively. That's been the extraordinary thing for me, is how easily we got back into sounding like the Specials.
Yeah, I'd say it's tattooed on our brains. I still have nightmares about it.
Has it been an easy process, would you say, overall, apart from the music?
I've enjoyed meeting people almost for the first time, because there's been a long period of time since we all played together. So, a couple of people have changed dramatically, for the better, as far as I'm concerned. No, it's true. No, it's been a really good moment.
Has it got to the point where now you're almost kind of sick of talking about what it's going to be like and you're just waiting to actually start the tour? Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, absolutely. It's like we've rehearsed and we've rehearsed and we've rehearsed and we sort of fine-tuned the songs to death, and it's like, this is rubbish. Let's just get out and play.
That's what we do best.
I mean, there must be obviously a massive weight of expectation upon you for those shows.
It's a bit scary in some ways, yeah.
It's very scary in a lot of ways. I'm going to be uncontrollably nervous, but I always was. But I know once I get out there and I play, it's the most amazing feeling.
Why do you think people desired the band to get back together so much? Because, there's the two beautifully formed albums. You could just say that's it, the story's over there. Why do people demand this to happen?
Yeah, well, maybe there's a need for dance music again. Music people can think about, the message, and dance to at the same time. That's probably why it works.
The people who we were their first love, their first introduction to pop music when they were 12 or 13, and now they're like in their mid-late 40s, kids have left home, and they just want this little sort of glimpse of their youth again. I don't know. But there again, as Roddy says, the music is just timeless.
Does it feel like the same band?
Yeah, we're the same guys,
I think that was the other remarkable thing when we started playing together. It was like, wow, this sounds just like the Specials. It was.
That must have been lovely.
It was extraordinary, and it all sort of, yes, I remember. This is how it's supposed to sound.
It's the people, it's the musicians involved. It's personalities behind it all. It probably shouldn't have worked because we're all so different musically, but for some reason it does work. So it was lucky, I guess.
At what point when you were rehearsing, which song just clicked and you were like, okay, here we go, it's all happening again?
I think probably all of them.
I can remember sort of playing Ghost Town and all of a sudden, like hair standing up on the back of my neck, and it's like, oh my God, yes. Perhaps it was about a month ago. We were just learning it again and getting all the chords sorted out and the arrangements, and then we just played it, and all of a sudden it just sounded fantastic. It was like then I realised, gosh, yeah, we are good.
The music.